This is a quick guide to stage 15 of the Greenbelt Relay. This is one of our recent races setting off from Dartford, well, from Stone in Dartford. This is what the runners see as they're setting off. The first thing we get to at 0.1 miles is a right hand turn. It's important to stay on the pavement here, turn right on the pavement and actually stay on the right hand pavement until you get to the aptly named Milestone Road, where you cross at that zebra crossing and continue in the same direction. And then at half a mile you go past the car garage and then over the motorway, and immediately after that left into this footpath that you see here. At the end of that you take a brief right and then left to carry on in the same direction around the health centre there onto Pilgrim's Way, and then you see this footbridge ahead of you at 1 mile. We're going to cross this footbridge. This is how you do that. You up the stairs, straight on, cross over and then down actually either the staircase or the ramp. But either way you turn sharp right and onto Prince's Road, which is this. At the bottom of Prince's Road, so we're now at 1.4 miles, you turn left into Darrenth Road. I've slowed it down a bit here to show you that. So left into this road here, and then we're going to take the first available right into Powder Mill Lane, which is this here. Powder Mill Lane is a pretty sharp descent, one of few on this stage, and then we'll be turning left just before we cross the bridge over the river. And that leads us onto the Darrent Valley path, which we're going to follow all the way to the end of this stage. Although, as ever with the Greenbelt Relay, it's never quite that simple. Now, the first thing that happens is at 2.3 miles we get to a field. Across the little footbridge we get to a field. You can take a shortcut here or otherwise just run around the field, but we're heading towards that motorway sign that you can see there. This is the shortcut here. You have to do a bit of scrambling through some undergrowth, but it comes out at this stile onto Hawley Road, and we're going to turn left onto Hawley Road and preferably run on the pavement along here because it's a busy one. Then we get to a 30-mile-an-hour zone. I'll slow it down here because the next bit is easy to miss. This is it here. This is the path back onto the river. It goes over a little footbridge there, as you can see. But the main point is that at 3 miles we pass under the motorway and we fork left across a field, which is what this is here. So we fork left there. You can see a house in the distance. Head towards that house. The path will lead you to a stile and then right onto a quiet residential road and a nice pub. Right, so 3.2 miles through 2.5 miles. This is really the only dangerous road crossing in this stage. Take real care here. You should really stop and have a good look. We're crossing the road and going on to this narrow path between the fishing club on the right there and the depot on the left. Don't be tempted to go to either of those. You'll get stuck. You need this little narrow footpath between the two. And there are fences on either side, so you can't really go very far wrong. It emerges onto a field at one point, then heads back down towards the river. Until you get to this bit where you're in an open field and you head towards that old mill chimney of South Darrent that you can see in the distance there. So we're now at 4.2 miles, so about halfway, nearly halfway anyway. After that field it goes into this footpath between houses and onto this little private road. We're now getting into South Darrent. We turn right. We've now got the river again immediately to our right. You can't quite see it there. This is what South Darrent looks like. Keep right without crossing the river until you can see those railway bridge arches that you see there. So this is 4.6 miles. We turn right at the Bridges pub, which you saw briefly there, and immediately left onto the back onto the little path alongside the river. Generally on this stage, stay as close to the river as you can. There's this bit here called Westminster Fields, where it opens into sports fields on your right there. Just keep hugging the left-hand side of those fields. There's a little sports club there and a car park, run through those, and you will see the Darrant Valley path through this stile at the end here. Then there's more Darrant Valley path until 5.8 miles. We get to a pretty little bridge. We turn left onto a small road called Frank's Lane. We run along Frank's Lane for maybe 100 or 200 yards, and we're looking for the continuation of the Darrant Valley path between some cricket fields on the right, which is this. This then leads you to an enclosed section of the Darrant Valley. I shouldn't really be cycling here, but I did just to show you. Between fences, you can't really go wrong because there's nowhere else to go. You head under a bridge and over a footpath, and this is where you're getting into the village of Farningham. So I'm just showing you what that looks like. But as I say, there isn't really anywhere else to go here. So 6 3/4 miles, we basically emerge into the beer garden of the Red Lion pub in Farningham, one of the very best pubs on the Greenbelt Relay, with that rather lovely Folly Bridge on the left there. We turn right into Farningham High Street for not even 100 yards really, maybe 100 yards, and then we turn left into Spare Penny Lane, which is this. This is Spare Penny Lane here. I will speed it up again a little bit. It's residential at first, then it gets leafy and pretty, and a bit more open. Spare Penny Lane carries on until 7.8 miles, where we turn right towards the Roman Villa. It's called Lullingstone Lane. You will see a sign to the Roman Villa. Follow signs to the Roman Villa. So it turns right and then bears around to the left. You will see another pretty railway bridge to run under, and with the River Darrant to your left now. And this is what the Roman Villa looks like. So it's this. This is at 8.5 miles. We skirt around the Roman Villa. It's inside that barn that you can see there. There are car parks and things here, and we head to the private road that's behind the Roman Villa. Now we head along here, and then we can start seeing Lullingstone Castle. It looks a bit daunting as you're running because it's not obvious as to which way through it is. Basically, we run past the castle walls towards the castle gatehouse. It looks like it's going to come to an end, but there's a little car park on the right, which is there, and we duck round that and then onto this path, which then leads us to the finish. Now we just run along the river path right to the finish of the race, and this is what the finish looks like. You see a footbridge ahead of you there. There's a bench which we tend to use as a water station, and on the right here is Lullingstone Country Park, which is where you will be reunited with your teams. There's a water station, and a popular pastime on a hot day here is to dip your feet in the river as well. So that's stage 15. Good luck.